lineup up a little bit.
Our officials today, Tony Henderson with Jamel Spearman and Anthony Eads. And we're underway in game 2 of the AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic today. From Sunrise, Florida, Seminoles with the ball here to start.
Tulane will mix his defenses. It'll play his matchup, it'll play zone, it'll play man. I know what Florida State wants to do is run their man offense no matter what. Coach Hamilton doesn't want his guys standing around watching and thinking instead of playing.
Jump ball after the Jerry Deng miss for Florida State, and it's Tulane possession.
Look for Florida State to hit Tulane with pressure. Florida State plays a lot of people. They play that to their strength.
Just checking the clock, I think, just make sure everything's right, and it is. So it's Tulane possession. Greg Glenn's going to put it in against full court press here early. They're picking up full court anyhow. Brumbaugh hands it off. Mari Jordan now for Tulane.
Florida State will try to switch everything.
Here's Glenn. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Jordan, shot clock down to 5 here for the Green Wave. Brumbaugh back up to the top. This is Kaleb Banks. That's a 3, and he hits it.
Kaleb Banks is a very talented basketball player. He has the ability to step away from the basket, knock down jump shots as he just did, drives it, also finishes well around the glass.
And an early foul. It's going to be on Jordan.
There you see coming right off and knocking that down. Banks, they like to play him a lot of different positions. And one thing Ron Hunter does is he lets his guys handle the ball and let them create. Banks is one of the guys he's chosen to let create.
Moving screen here on Malique Ewin for Florida State. He picks up the foul, his first. You know, back to Banks for a second, #1 in white for Tulane as they get possession. When we were talking about this, and I think you had mentioned that the coach, you know, they need him to be a little bit more aggressive and maybe teach him to be that guy, right? Because he is their guy now, their leading scorer. Didn't play a lot when he was in Indiana. Now here he's going to be playing a lot. He's scoring a bunch of points for Tulane.
Yeah, and that's a mentality, and so I think you really have to play into that and do things in practice to force him to have to take that role, because it's hard for guys to be. I think that's the hardest jump, to be a role player, to be the guy. You know, everybody wants to be the guy, but all the other things that go along with it is you got to train them and teach them to do that.
Yeah, a couple things there. Can they be the guy, right? Can they go from that role into that next role? Because that's an important one.
That's mentality, and that's what you have to figure out and see. Like with my main guys, there were a lot of conversations I had with them that the team did not see. And there was a lot of pressure I put on them that the team did not see. And then all of a sudden, it gets to be your turn, and we start to have those conversations, and you look at me a little differently. You say, I just thought I was going to get all the shots. I didn't think I was going to get all the pressure.
Brumbaugh for 3. That one's good. And it's 2 in a row for Tulane from the outside. It's Rowan Brumbaugh.
I think Coach Hunter is very comfortable when his team is shooting the ball well, because he likes offensively to give you a lot of freedom. And when the ball's going in the basket, the more freedom you can give your players.
But getting good looks at the hoop, right?
Yes.
That freedom to do whatever you want, but getting those good looks. Inside here is Watkins, and finally gets the scoring going for Florida State.
And that's why he's so important to Florida State, because Watkins has game recognition in real time. He sees what will work during the course of the game.
Brumbaugh, another 3-pointer, and that's off. A little bit long, rebounded by Ewin for Florida State.
I like to get Ewin inside a little bit.
Get him a touch here, underneath the basket, gets it to Deng, and he's fouled.
And that's what Ewing's able to do. He's able to catch it, turn, face, score, or catch it and pass. But I think as many touches as he can get today, especially against this matchup, I think the more effective Florida State will be.
Banks picks up the foul, his first. All right, Kevin, Chris, thanks very much as we welcome you here to Sunrise, Florida for the second of 2 games in our AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic from Emirates Bank Arena, home of the Florida Panthers. It's the Seminoles here and the Tulane Green Wave. Right now it's a 6-4 lead for Tulane. 3.5 minutes gone by here in the first half. Seminoles possession. This is Jerry Deng. Justin Thomas into the hands of Malique Ewin. Goes cross-court opposite corner. Watkins for 3. Short. And rebound Green Wave and Cam Williams. Tulane's hit a couple of early threes. They're 2 of 4 from the outside. Florida State 0 for 3 from three-point range. Banks takes it in on the drive. Too strong. Fight for it. Ewan's got it for the Seminoles.
Both of these 2 teams will really challenge you at the rim defensively. So if you're going to drive the ball, you better be strong. You better finish strong, just like that.
Watkins for Ewin. Throwing it down to tie the game at 6.
I just think Ewing's is so important for Florida State. I just think he's very active, he's very skilled, and he's very unselfish.
Ewan now tries to force it inside. He does, and collected it is Daquan Davis, the freshman who puts it in, and Florida State has the lead. $8-0 run after trailing 6-0 to start this game. And we played just under 5 minutes here today. Ewan going up top. You're watching V-Week on ESPN, and we'll be back after this.
Today's lucky section is brought to you by Duncan. Congratulations to section 117. Everybody in section 117 will receive a $5 promotional gift card. The holidays run on Duncan.
The Orange Bowl Committee would like to thank the following AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic sponsors. AutoNation. Welcome back. Game 2 of our doubleheader here today. Sunrise, Florida, as it's an 8-6 lead for Florida State. Over Tulane, Mike Corey, Perry Clark with you here. It was a 6-0 start for the Green Wave as they hit 2 3-pointers, and now Florida State's on an 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
Florida State does what it does really well. They get the ball inside. They like to play around the glass, and they've really done a really good job as far as playing through Ewing. I think that he's been the guy that has scored and has set up the other guys on the team.
4 players for Florida State have 2 points apiece. They've used a different starting lineup here today. It was Jamir Watkins with Daquan Davis, Jerry Deng, Malique Ewin, and Justin Thomas. Every one of those players except for Thomas so far have a bucket here in this first half. Tulane inbounding. It's an into Mari Jordan.
It'll be interesting to see the way Tulane handles the switches by Florida State and what they run offensively.
Percy Daniels hands off Brumbaugh. It's another 3-point attempt. That one's short. Rebound by Watkins. Watkins trying to go corner and did so to A.J. Swinton, who corrals it now inside for Ewin. Ewin gets a step. Good up fake. Count it, and another foul.
Ewing is so tough inside. When I watch film, I thought this would be a tough matchup for Tulane because of the physicality that which Ewing plays with.
Talked to him yesterday. The guy that went initially to Ole Miss, and then South Plains Community College last year, Junior College Player of the Year, Level N, Texas. And he said that humbled me and really got him ready to play at this high level once again. First ACC game of the year, the last game versus NC State, he had 23 points.
He's tough, he's physical, he plays angles. The thing I like about him, too, defensively, he talks a lot.
Right. Daniels throws it away, looking for Asher Woods. And it goes into the front row. It's an 11-0 run for Florida State after trailing by 6 to start the game.
This is what has gotten Tulane in trouble at times. They hit spurts where they break down and aren't able to score, which then defensively they make some mistakes and they find themselves in a hole.
Well, let's see what happens here on this defensive possession with them, to your point. Starts to affect the other side of the court, you're right. And now Woods guarding Watkins, tough cover there, and that's Jamir Watkins for you.
Yeah, Watkins is a guy that smells blood in the water. I mean, he just sees the game in real time and sees what'll work and when it'll work.
Transfer from VCU. Had opportunities potentially to go to the NBA last year. This is a block. It's going to be a goaltend. Going to count the basket for Kaleb Banks. You know, Watkins, coach, had some workouts with Sacramento, Portland, Charlotte, Milwaukee. Got some information, you know, from those places and more for his next opportunity at the next level, and he's come back here to finish out his career.
You know, you had a good talk with him yesterday, and I think what I got out of that was that he was very comfortable in making a decision that would be best for him in a life decision. And coming back to Florida State was the best life decision for him.
Well, another big decision for him. He's going to be the first in his family to earn a degree. He's going to have his degree in social science and interdisciplinary studies, and that means a lot to him. So, going to get his degree, finish off the year strong, hopefully for him, and also maybe increase your draft status for the next level. Why not?
Without question, that's what I'm talking about, life decisions. That's a life decision right there. A lot of contact on that play right there.
Coming back is Banks, slow to get up. Now he's recovered, has it.
Yeah. The way Tulane plays Glenn is interesting because he's their biggest guy, and they keep him up top a lot as kind of to initiate.
Banks kind of throwing himself there at the rim, and he got fouled.
I love the way Banks plays. If for fans, the first time seeing this young man, he's always in attack mode, and he's very good athletically. He can shoot the basketball, but the fact that he always put pressure on the defense is one of the things that I really like about his game.
Swinton called for the foul for Florida State. Substitutions here. Deng and Thomas go out. Ewin is back in. Christian Nito is in as well for Florida State. Here's the runner on the shot, no good. That's out by Greg Glenn. And the rebound into the hands of Watkins. Telling those guys to get up the court here. Now he goes up top. And almost the alley-oop there for Ewin. He said, my bad. Our AutoNation starting five for the Tulane Green Wave. And the players on the court right now, as you see, the runner no good by Glenn. And they're starting to falter a little bit here from the field coach after a hot start early. And look out. Now they get it.
Great transition. Again, Watkins triggered the transition.
And Ewin's got 7 points here to get things started.
Every time Tulane looks up, there's a Florida State jersey right in front of them, so it's really not a lot of room to penetrate.
Great feed from Watkins, and now a steal. Watkins takes it himself, and he's going to be fouled by Banks. And after a 6-0 start by Tulane, it's a 15-2 run by the Seminoles.
Yeah, a great dunk right there by Ewing with a great finish. And then another. That's the way the Seminoles are playing today.
That atmosphere is going to be incredible.
Can you believe it? The first round of the college football playoff begins Friday, December 20th.
I need everybody to get your air guitars out. I want to see who the best rocker is in the building.
And that atmosphere is going to be incredible.
Can you believe it? The first round of the college football playoff begins Friday, December 20th.
So what's great about the playoff, look at these awesome games we got coming up on the college football side of things. There's Ron Hunter for the Tulane Green Wave that got off to the fast start. They hit the first 2 shots, both 3-pointers. But since the 6-0 lead here, Coach, they're down 15-2 on the run by Florida State, and they have only scored 1 bucket in the last 6 minutes and 18 seconds.
And again, that's been a problem for them throughout the course of the year, and so far it's been consistent scoring.
1 for 9, 1 for their last 9 after 2 for 2 to start.
You know, Ron was explaining to us yesterday how he's so used to having veteran players and older guys. And so he gives his team a lot of freedom offensively. And with young guys, them being able to respond to that freedom sometimes can be a bump in the road.
Watkins has made it a 17-8 game as Justin Thomas comes in for Florida State.
Florida State will continue with the hard ball pressure, and they will continue handling the ball screens by switching. And their size is so much.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for people to understand the size. It's against smaller guys, maybe that pass gets through, but the length that Florida State has.
It was Ewin getting in there again to make the play for Florida State. Greg Glenn called for the foul for Tulane, his first.
Yeah, Tulane becomes very smallish when Glenn goes out.
5th foul for the team in this first half. Just 2 on Florida State. Thomas for A.J. Swinton. Now for Ewin. Gets a step. Look at that move by Malique Ewin.
They just don't have the physicality or the size to challenge Ewing at the rim right now.
Coming off a 23.9 rebound effort in the last game for Florida State and the overtime loss at NC State by 10 points. And I think it's a little scary because, you know, Coach Hamilton had said he's just starting to scratch the surface of, you know, what he wants and believes that he can do. And yeah, so far he's only got 9 points and 5 rebounds and an assist here in the first 9.5 minutes of the game.
Those of us that know Leonard Hamilton, he is great for understatements. Yes. And so I think that was one of those understatements.
I think he's scratching more of the surface here now today. And here's Brumbaugh. Lost the handle on the deck. It's going to be a tie-up. Daquan Davis thought he had taken it away, but they're going to get the ball anyhow. Oh, no, they got a timeout called instead. That's why he thought he was upset. He thought it was at least a jump, which would have been Florida State possession. Brumbaugh calls the timeout. We'll be back.
Is really a game changer.
10 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the first half. Florida State 19-8 over Tulane here early. They have been led by number 12, Malique Ewin. He's got 9 points, 5 rebounds for the Seminoles as he steps back out. And this team also defensively has, made some really nice plays inside and have made it tough on Tulane just to get a good look at the basket.
Well, anybody that plays against the Leonard Hamilton team knows they live off their defense. They're very aggressive with it. They use their hands. They shut down driving lanes. And their ability to switch on everything just shows you the versatility that guys have to have defensively.
Shot clock, and it's going to be a violation. Tulane is now 3 of 12 from the field.
Well, I think Tulane is going. They can't just make an entry and expect to get a good-looking shot. I think they've got to reverse the ball from one side of the floor to the other. I think they've got to be able to establish some sort of inside game to make the defense collapse. Right now, Florida State's just really playing good perimeter defense, and they're able to take Tulane out of what they want to do.
Here's Watkins on the crossover. Guarded by Jordan. Up top it goes. Now here's Davis, and there's a foul underneath.
Woods had both arms wrapped around Ewin, and he said, I'm not going to get dunked on. I'm not going to be a poster child today.
Picks up his first personal, 6th foul. Up to the top, Thomas for 3, no good. Rebound by Glenn. All right, what do you got to see here for Tulane? Well, not that. Interception, Davis for 2.
I think Tulane's got to get into a flow. Right now, Florida State has taken them out of their flow.
Brumbaugh for 3, that's in and out. Rebound by Thomas.
It's one pass and a shot, and it's hard to get good offense when you have one shot and a pass. There you see the pressure right now. Woods make the pass. David picks it up, and he comes right in there, use the rim to protect the ball, and is able to finish.
It's a 13-point lead, but Florida State is on a 21-2 run. 4 turnovers in the last 4 minutes for Tulane. Glenn, final basket.
And that's what, again, that's the way Coach Hunter likes to use Glenn. They uses him to initiate his offense because of his size, his ball handling skills. I don't think they're going to be able to live off of Glenn bringing it down and driving to the basket.
Ewin gets it up top. Now Davis, back inside for Ewin. There's a spin by Davis. Instead, it's a 3 in the corner. Thomas, he hits it.
Well, against the matchup, it's hard to take away the low post, high post in the corner. And Coach Hamilton talked about attacking one of those areas every time down out of his man offense.
Justin Thomas hits the first 3 of the afternoon for Florida State, and they now lead it 24-10. Coming up on 8 minutes to go in this first half. Brumbaugh inside. Rejected. Ewin. Watkins. Kicks it, Deng. He got it stolen away. That's a nice play there made by Mari Jordan. Jordan takes it in. He's blocked by Justin Thomas. And it's been all Florida State so far here in this first half. And they have been moving the ball. And this time on the offensive set, it results in their first 3-pointer of the day. Seminoles 24, Green Wave 10. Back after this. Tay, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, gotcha. 1, 2, 3, 4. Say something.
1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Okay.
gotcha.
A little louder?
Yep.
Is that better?
Can you hear yourself okay?
I can hear myself.
Okay.
Tay.
Vasquez Gonzalez.
Yes.
Am I
yes,
right?
Yes.
Vasquez
Yes.
Gonzalez. Okay, great. Senior Director of Sponsorships, Media, and Co-op. Am I right about that? Okay, good. All right, so I'm just going to ask you before we come back, what's so special about this event for you guys as a sponsor, and then you guys having similar interests, in the South Florida community, how these organizations align, and just tell me about that.
Sure. Be gentle.
Oh yeah, you'll be great. This is Perry. I'm Mike.
Nice
the
to
guy
meet
in
you.
your ear is Tony. He's our producer.
Hi, Tony.
Yeah. So we'll just get a couple of questions in, hang out for a minute, and then we'll thank you.
I know how I keep getting stuck with these, but.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah. Where are you guys headquartered?
Downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, got it.
Are you local?
I know. I live up in New Jersey. That's
Oh, okay. I'm from New York.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm from the Bronx.
Nice.
Oh, okay. I'll be up there.
Yep, Tony.
Oh, I know Whitestone well. I went to private school in the Bronx just across from the Whitestone Bridge. No, Preston.
Welcome back to Sunrise, Florida. It is a 14-point lead for the Seminoles right now over the green wave. Mike Corey with Perry Clark, and now joined alongside Tay Vasquez-Gonzalez, the Senior Director of Sponsorships, Media, and Co-op for AutoNation, the title sponsor of this event here, the Orange Bowl Basketball Classic. Thanks for being with us. Just want to get your take on, why this is so important for you guys and sponsoring this event and what it's been like for you.
Yeah, we love doing this event every year. It's big to bring college and D1 basketball in South Florida. It's the only place you can get it. We're big on community, big on family. Perfect time of year. Lots of families out here today. So yeah, all makes sense for this game.
You guys in the Orange Bowl, similar interests when it comes to making an impact for the South Florida community. How do the organizations align when it comes to giving back, to South?
Yeah, we've been a sponsor of the Orange Bowl for over 15 years. We're big on community. The Orange Bowl's brought in over $40 million towards South Florida impacting. And then with AutoNation, we've raised over $40 million for cancer-related causes. So we're always trying to do well with the community, health thing, education efforts. So we do well with both Orange Bowl and AutoNation.
Yeah, I thought bringing a lot of the fans here too, and a lot of community members together too, as you saw me highlighted earlier today.
Yeah, we have the Big Buddies program here. Right. A lot of basketball teams here, so we're glad to be able to bring basketball and all of these programs out for a good Saturday. All
right, how about you? You're a basketball fan. What do you got? Who's your team here? You can tell us.
UCF was earlier, and now FSU.
Win.
Yes.
Yeah, good win for UCF and. Florida State off to a good start here.
Yeah, we got to root for the home teams.
Yeah, and just great time of the year too. Nice to see you guys come out and do this. So we're happy to be here, putting on these events, and hope you enjoy the rest of the tournament.
Glad you guys are out here too.
Hey, thanks a lot. Great meeting you, Tay.
You too.
Thank you. This is Tay Vasquez-Gonzalez, Senior Director of Sponsorships, Media, and Co-op for AutoNation, the title sponsor of the Orange Bowl Basketball Classic here today, as we have 6 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the first half. The foul was on Mari Jordan for Tulane. And now the green wave with Logan Stevens, who's in for this the 6th game of the season. Coach has only played 22 minutes coming into this game here today. And Coach Hunter probably is going to try to get something going, figure this thing out.
Offensively, I think Tulane has to be able to run something. Florida State has them playing basically one-on-one right now. And it's hard to beat a team like Florida State, who's so well-versed defensively with just one-on-one action.
Rowan Brumbaugh for the basket for Tulane, and it's now 24-12. Stevens called for the foul. Next Saturday, men's basketball right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Cooper Flagg and company, Duke, #4 in the nation, taking on Georgia Tech. It's at noon Eastern, and our prime time West Coast matchup, Cal squaring off against #23 San Diego State. That's next Saturday, ACC basketball here on the ACC Network. This is Deng at the free throw line for Florida State.
Look for right now for Tulane to try to run some horns action that will get them 1 or 2 passes. They run horns in the flex.
Banks inside. That's a good look there, Coach.
And that'll give them more offense that'll be in the paint as opposed to when they were running their open motion where they were stuck on the perimeter.
Got to have Banks produce. He averages 16 points a game. He's got 7 so far here in this one. Deng for 3. Got it.
They really like him as a shooter. Coach Hamilton was talking about he thinks he will develop into one of the finest shooters that will be at Florida State.
Seminoles 0 for their first 5 from three-point range. They've hit their last 2. And now fouls called, and it's on Justin Thomas of Florida State.
Justin Thomas is first and 4.
Back to Brumbaugh. Stevens, and he kind of bobbled it, the officials say, so no travel.
It's just no driving lanes on the perimeter because they're switching everything, and then they're in the gaps. It makes it very difficult to get dribble penetration. So I think you have to go to some other type of offense that you can initiate instead of trying to initiate off the bounce.
First foul on Watkins for Florida State. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go. First half. Stevens goes out for Tulane. Now it's Banks, Glenn, Brumbaugh, along with Asher Woods and Cam Williams. 5 in the court for the Green Wave. Down 15, the shot clock is at 5. Brumbaugh takes a look, steps it in, 3-pointers short. Rebound, Watkins. Ahead of the pack, he's got a wide open man, and missing it on the shot was Christian Nito. And driving is Banks, and he's fouled.
That was tough luck by Nito that time. He never got his feet set. And then Tulane was able to come back. But again, Mike, it's awful hard offensively to get into a flow when they basically have you going one-on-one and you're not getting it out of any sort of offensive flows.
One more for Banks. Tomorrow afternoon, ACC Network women's basketball got a triple header here coming your way. Miami and Pitt. They start us off at noon Eastern. Georgia Tech and North Carolina. And then Clemson and Wake Forest, all on the ACC Network. Tomorrow, women's college basketball. What about for Florida State on the offensive end, and then what Tulane's doing defensively? Look at that play there. Coach inside for Nitu for easy 2.
I think as long as the ball's in Watkins' hands, Florida State has their offense pretty much figured out. And they let him kind of read and initiate.
Three-pointer, Woods, no. Banks tipped it. Rebound. For the moment, it was Thomas, and he lost it. Banks gets it back and takes it in for Tulane. He's trying to get it done for them, Coach. He's got 10 of their 17 points so far. And the ball is out of bounds. Florida State possession when we come back.
There you see right there on the break. Great roll right there. Nitu was able to finish. That makes it easy. Again, Nitu, those type of shots are called high percentage.
All right, fans, this is the Amazon
The Orange Bowl Committee would like to thank the following AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic sponsors: Amaranth Bank. Welcome back. We're in Sunrise, Florida today. Doubleheader in the AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic, and Florida State leads Tulane 31-17. Big reason why, that guy number 12 right there, Malique Ewin. Boy, he's getting it done early in this game, Coach.
Well, he really is, because he's so aggressive inside in his energy level. You see him there on the roll, and he finishes with a flush. He's trying to post up hard and take it to the Tulane defense right there. He's able to use his size and angles. He's always been a factor for Florida State to be able to have a good inside game, and he shares the ball with the other players, and they read him extremely well. And I think that's why Florida State offensively has been as effective as they've been. He and Watkins together have really galvanized what Florida State wants to do offensively.
He's almost got a double-double here in the first half. He's got 9 points and 7 rebounds.
Well, the physicality Florida State has against whether or not Tulane's in a man, in a zone, in a matchup, it doesn't matter once the ball gets to the low block, because it all becomes one-on-one play once the ball gets into the post area. You know, that's, I think, something that folks don't understand. A lot of your defense is to keep the ball from getting to certain spots on the floor, but once it gets to certain spots on the floor, then the game becomes more one-on-one, and I think especially in the post area, and that's where Florida State has an advantage.
33-17 now. Watkins has 8 points. He's 4 of 5 from the free throw line for the Seminoles.
And what I'm saying about Tulane offensively is they try now to run some flow offensively. It's hard to go against this Florida State defense off of isolations or clear outs.
And it's an offensive foul and a push-off on Asher Woods here. He gets called for it for Tulane, and that's going to be his second personal foul.
Again, and Coach Hunter's trying to explain, slow down, reverse the ball. We've got 30 seconds on the shot clock. Let's use some of them. We don't have to get a shot in the first pass or two.
Inside Ewin, goes up again, and he is fouled, and looks like it's going to be on Glenn, and that'll be his second.
Certainly Florida State has come up with some action that has created problems for Tulane offensively. As again, Ewin is wide open in the middle, and he's big enough and strong enough to be able to finish when he gets the ball that close to the basket.
One shot.
All right, so Tulane 1 for 2 from the free throw line in this game. Florida State 10 of 12. They're getting it done at the line too. Foul here on Deng, his second. For the Seminoles, that's going to be the 17th foul, so 1-and-1 here for Brumbaugh.
Coach Hamilton's not going to be happy with Deng's defense that time, because he didn't really need to reach.
Well, Swinton is going to come back in for Florida State. And it's like you've done this before. You kind of knew. Deng goes out.
Yeah. There was no need for that. I mean, they had the ball away from the basket. Now we stick one of the better foul shooters on the line for a chance to make 2.
Now this Tulane team comes in at 5-6. They had a 5-game losing streak going on, Coach. Snapped it against Southern Miss on December 10th, 86-58. You know, what have you seen early on from this group? You know, maybe the reason for some of those struggles early, and now in this position down 15.
Well, you know, when we talked to Coach Hunter yesterday, I asked a question, and he thought it was just a matter of playing and maturing and having the guys kind of grow up. But you know, I think that's part of it, and there'll be some growing pains with this Florida State team right now with some of the things that they're doing. But I just think offensively, because I've seen Ron's teams play, they flow really free offensively. They've got to get into some sort of rhythm, and Florida State's an awful tough team to do that against. And you can ask other coaches in the ACC because they switch everything. They're in the driving lane, so you don't get easy access to the basket, and you really have to run more patient offensively.
Percy Daniels had the foul for Tulane. One more free throw coming up. Coming up next, the Nothing But Net crew breaking down the day in ACC with highlights, analysis of every women's game. Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern. They get covered all season long here on the ACC network and on the ESPN app. You guys. 36-19. Largest lead of the game for Florida State. They've been on a 13-0 run in this one. It was a 6-0 start for Tulane, and they have struggled since. On the drive, Mari Jordan got it out to the corner. Three-pointers short by Banks. Rebound by Swinton. Seminoles running back to Watkins. Thomas defended by Brumbaugh. Takes it in on him, no good there. Ewing had a tip into the hands of Banks. Up for Jordan. Banks to follow. Nice job there.
Banks is always around the basket. Yeah, Banks plays with such great energy. He's got to get somebody else to step up, though, and play with him that consistently can score in the half court.
He's got 12 points and 6 rebounds in this game for Tulane as we're down to a minute and a half to go in the first frame.
Looks like Tulane is going straight man right now.
Ewing goes back to the baseline side, misses on the turnaround, rebound by Glenn. Quickly Banks. Takes it in himself, and he'll head to the line for 2 with a minute and 15 seconds to go, trying to cut into this 15-point lead. 18 foul. Second on Thomas for Florida State. I remember hearing you yesterday, like when we were talking to the coaches about like identifying the guy or identifying a player who is your go-to player, and why is that so important? Why do you have to?
I just think it gives you a comfort zone. I mean, it's just like, you know, you have your favorite pair of shoes, you have your favorite sweater, you know, you just know who you're going to go to when the game's on the line or when things are tight, and that's going to feel your energy, and you got to have a connection. And I think that's when you hear coaches talk about developing their team and chemistry. And I think that all goes hand in hand with that and figuring out who that guy is that you can count on and can put some pressure on to produce.
And it's good for the coaches and the players. They got to know that.
Without question. Without question. Yeah. Knowing, for players, I think what makes them feel comfortable is knowing their roles, knowing what you will accept from them and knowing what you won't accept from them.
Well, behind the back there, pass here from Brumbaugh to Daniels, doesn't go, fight for it, and now players running into each other. This is going to
Daniels, I believe.
And it's on Tulane, and Ringgold picks up the foul.
You know, and getting back to that point, I don't think that a coach can really do it on their own.
Timeout here. We're back in 30 seconds. 41.7 seconds to play in the first half. 36-22, Florida State with the advantage here now. You know, the other thing, too, Tulane has had 13 fouls in this first half as well, too. I mean, just kind of, you know, in terms of, I mean, what have you seen here with that?
But I think that's just the way the game is flowed. I think Florida State has been more aggressive going to the rim and going to the basket, playing from the foul line in. Tulane has tried to do more isolation, shooting threes, and so that's just not going to necessarily draw you fouls. So that I think that stat sometimes goes to the style of the game more so than anything else. And I just think that figuring out what's going to work today is very important as you coach your team. You know, I used to always tell my team the object of the coach is to land the plane. I mean, it's like, you know, you got 40 minutes to land the plane and keep everybody safe. So you got to figure out what I need to do today to land the plane. And I just think that for Tulane right now, I think they've got to run a little, have more patience offensively, get more people involved than just Banks, and then defensively rim protect a little bit more and make Florida State shoot more jump shots than they do in the paint.
And how about moving the ball around a little bit more, too? Like quicker and faster, get that defense moving. Like you said, if they're going to switch and everything, just try to get them moving around. Brumbaugh, that's not what they wanted there. That's a shot clock violation, and it stood still for a while there, Coach. Like,
well, you know, again, I mean, you know, and Ron Hunter's won a lot of games, and again, he's used to having three guys that can handle the ball and break the defense down. And we talked yesterday, and he's struggling with that because he doesn't have that with this ball club yet.
All right, so 9 seconds to go here for Florida State. Deng's going to put it in to Watkins. And here we go. Final opportunity before the half. Seminoles already lead by 15. 4 seconds to go. Watkins passes it. Did they get it up? I don't think so. And that's the end of the half. Florida State led by as many as 17. It's 15 at the half, as it's 37 has 10.
Coach Hamilton has a way of understating a lot of things, both to the media and to his players.
Right. We're trying to send a little message here to this team, and so far working out here in this game today for them anyway. As we're back in action, second half, Jamir Watkins working his way into the middle. Ball knocked away, gets it back, and is fouled. And it's going to be Jordan that picks up the foul. Mari Jordan with his second for Tulane.
Now, the one thing Tulane cannot do is get frustrated. They've got a lot of basketball to play, and they've just got to figure out for the ball to start going through the basket on them, for them, and it just kind of changes the whole dynamic of everything.
And Florida State is also able to get out and run. They've had turnovers that they've turned into points. They have 11 fast break points to none for Tulane. 9 points off turnovers, off the 7 turnovers by Tulane from that first half. Davis. And trying to save it was Ewin.
That was a very good defensive possession that time by Tulane. Now they've got to handle the pressure. Now offensively, they've got to get into some sort of offensive flow.
Yeah, Florida State has played pretty much 7 guys in this game. That's it. 8 have seen the court, but 1 for just a minute. Here's a runner, no good by Glenn.
And I think that's where Glenn has to be more aggressive, you know, because he's a very talented basketball player. If he gets the ball in that deep, he's got to make something happen.
It's over and back. As Deng got caught in the air with that one and then lost the handle, and then Thomas stepped in the backcourt with it.
I think those 2 possessions Leonard would like to have back.
Yeah. Jordan misses on the 3, trying to get there for the follow is Cam Williams, and he got fouled. That's the other thing. Cam Williams has been outstanding this year for Tulane, number 3. He's a freshman from Lafayette, Louisiana, coming off a game where he scored 8 points, a couple of assists, a couple steals. He's averaging almost 10 a game. He has not even been involved one iota in this game. He has 1 rebound in 14 minutes. That's it. Got to get this guy the ball.
Well, you know, again, it's been a different type of flow because Florida State has made Tulane basically play one-on-one. And so that's not where Williams is as effective as he can be. You know, he's good coming off of cuts and screens and crashing the offensive glass. And
he's only 17 years old. It's been really the biggest surprise of this Tulane team this year. But at least trying to get your teammates involved, right? And into the flow of the game at some point. He's their 3rd leading scorer. Deng. Up top, good look for the 3. Davis, and it's going to rattle out. Ewin almost had it, and it's into the hands now of Banks. The lead is 13 here for Florida State. Led by as many as 17. Brumbaugh gets a step. Feeds it into Glenn. Glenn's pass deflected. Taken away. Here's Justin Thomas leading the break. Davis. No. And Tulane able to gather it. Brumbaugh in transition for 3. And a little ill-advised there. And here comes Daquan Davis. And a 1-on-4, he'll back it out.
so far, neither team has really been able to get in any sort of offensive flow.
Deng for 3. Got it.
He is a really good shooter. I'm very much impressed with Deng and his ability. And I watch his feet. His footwork is really good on the catch and to be able to knock down threes.
Brumbaugh's pass intercepted. And Coach Hunter has had enough over there, and he's going to get Asher Woods off the bench. He's going to check in. Rebound Banks. Kind of looking at the body language, too, of the players, Coach, and just doesn't seem like it's there right now.
Well, it's hard when the ball's not going through the basket.
Count the basket, blocking foul. So Watkins with his 2nd personal foul.
Banks is the only guy on the floor that's really looking like he's aggressively and playing with some positivity offensively. The rest of the guys look like they have more questions than answers once they get the basketball. You know, Tulane still, I mean, if they can get some offensive flow, they've got a chance of getting back in this basketball game.
Try to get it to single digits, at least give yourself a chance here. Banks has a game-high 16 points for Tulane. Kickball. Shot clock back to 20 with 16:23 to go in the game. Watkins today just 2 of 4 from the field, but he's got 7 of 9 from the free throw line with 11 points to lead Florida State. The defense is clamped down. Tulane shot just 28% from the field so far in this game. Here's Watkins, 3 ball, good luck, got him. 43-27. They keep him at bay, Coach, and then they get the steal, and it's back to Watkins again, and it's like practice. Wow, another 3, 2 in a row.
The pressure of Florida State, and that's the added dynamic that they have. When their half-court offense is not flowing, they can really create turnovers and then get in transition, which creates easier baskets.
That was like shoot-around right there. Here's a 3 for Tulane, and coming back is Mari Jordan. And they needed that. I mean, this was pushing a 20-point lead if you're Florida State. Now, Tulane gets a steal. And they try to go back-to-back. Cam Williams misses on the three, though, and a foul on the rebound. It's going to be on Florida State. And it takes us to a timeout. 16-point lead for the Seminoles here. 15:26 to go in this game.
There you see Watkins knocking down the three right there. And then he does what he always does when he needs a basket. You go to Watkins, and he's been the guy that's floated Florida State.
Imagine a brand that is always in your court, one that sees their customers as part of a team with a common goal to achieve their dreams. Well, imagine that. There is one. We're Amulet. We're ready to help you wherever you are in life, and just as importantly, wherever you want to go. Amulet, proud sponsor of the Orange Bowl. Member FDIC.
AutoNation is a proud sponsor of the AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic. Same time of your day, the AutoNation mobile service from your vehicle maintenance repairs directly to you. With over 200 services like oil changes, batteries, brake pads, and more. Our certified technicians will shop to you wherever you are. Look now at mobileservice.com. Sumitomo Tires bring unmatched value to consumers by standing firmly upon traditions of the past and focusing on the possibilities of the future. As for Sumitomo Tires, you and your car deserve them.
The thing in my office that means the most to me is the recognition I got from the Jimmy V Foundation at the Dick Vitale Gala as we tried to raise money against that dreaded disease, cancer. I've been stricken in my family by the dreaded disease. My grandmother, my mother, my father, my brother Willie and Barry all succumb to this dreaded disease. And I feel honored to be a part of the V Foundation recognition in hopes that we can continue to keep making people aware that we have to raise money to fight so eventually we'll win that battle against cancer.
It's to beat cancer, and we must do it.
Certainly means a lot to Leonard Hamilton, there's no doubt about it. V Week here at ESPN. When we partner with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research, join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate, as 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research.
Leonard's really been stricken hard in his family. I've known him a long time, and that's really had an effect, and it really was very meaningful for him.
Shot clock at 5 seconds for Tulane. The runner no good, that time by Asher Woods, and Florida State working with a 16-point advantage here. What about what this group has been able to show you here today and the different lineup and stuff that has been on the court today for Florida State?
Well, I think they've been very good defensively. I think offensively, they've got a lot of their points off of transition, foul line, and taking the ball to the rim.
Just like that, Daquan
Just
Davis.
like that. I mean, but I think that they flow with that. I think when they've gotten in trouble is when they settle for jump shots.
The disparity in terms of the shooting today, 52% for Florida State, 28% for Tulane. That time, Mari Jordan able to get the 2 there.
I still say it's a lot of time left in this basketball game right now.
He's got to string stops together. What a behind-the-back pass, and Ewin, and a 3, no good, but getting it right back, and look out, Judson Thomas almost threw it down, but Tulane the other way. Banks, he takes it in, and he's fouled.
Florida State was very aggressive on the other end. It just didn't go. And Banks has been the one guy that has been able to get to the line, create contact, and finish.
Davis with a foul, his first for Florida State. 16-point game. Here's Kaleb Banks, who's 3 of 5 from the free throw line today.
You know, sometimes the difference in a performance is your attitude and your edge, and certainly Banks has played with an attitude and an edge tonight that has allowed him to attack a lot of the things that Florida State was doing, the switching, going to the offensive glass, transition.
Spencer Elliott is checked in now for the first time today for Tulane. Redshirted last year. Only a couple of minutes in the last game, so getting some time here now with just under 14 minutes left in the contest. 14-point lead. Yeah, the movement has just been so much better offensively, you know, for Florida State today. Freeing up players like that for shots. Jerry Deng.
Deng has really played well. He's picked them up in the second half.
He's got 13 points, 3 of 5 from the field. Nowhere to go is Woods. 3-second violation.
And again,
it's going to be a happy flight home to New Orleans, if I can say that, at least if anything changes here in the next 13 minutes. But yeah, Coach Hunter, I mean, he can't be that pleased with what he's seeing right now.
well, he's used to his team offensively flowing more. I mean, most of his teams have scored in the 80s, 70s, and the 80s,
Right.
and so, you know, he's used for that kind of flow.
Glenn with the foul, going to the free throw line, need to. Next Saturday, ACC men's basketball for you. Duke and Georgia Tech, Cal, San Diego State, right here on the ACC Network. Of course, streaming live on the ESPN app. That's a week from today.
That's going to be an interesting game, Duke and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech beat both Duke and North Carolina last year.
Yeah.
And I told Coach Stottlemyre that that's normally a year that's memorable for a coach. I mean, because not too many people were able to do that, so it's going to be interesting.
Christian Nitu from Ontario. He's played just 40 minutes up until today's game. Now you see Anastastas Roakeas, who comes in as well. A true freshman from Greece, just his 5th game of the year. He's only played in 13 minutes of total time up to this point as well. So Coach Hamilton getting a few.
Yeah, he's playing a little different lineup.
Yeah.
I don't know what the reason for it, but he's playing a little different lineup than what he normally does.
Spencer Elliott was called for the foul for Tulane, by the way. Previous foul. Driving for two is Cam Williams.
That time, Florida State got caught in the backdoor situation, which doesn't normally happen when you wind up switching.
The hook for Nitu.
That was a smooth offensive play right there. Again, Florida State's looking to go back, I think, more so inside off of their offense.
Timeout. 55-36. Florida State, the old school hook shot here from Christian Nitu. And it's been all Seminoles today.
That atmosphere is going to be incredible.
Can you believe it? The first round of the college football playoff begins Friday.
Well, in our ACC network crews, will have SMU and Clemson covered for their college football playoff first-round games. It all starts Friday, 4 Eastern. Our special ACC PM preview show continues Saturday before and after the games. All coming up. It'll be a lot of fun as college football and bowl season gets going here.
It really is a special time of the year with playing basketball and football, and it all matters.
11 minutes and 49 seconds to go here with Florida State on top, 55-36. And it's Tulane with Cam Williams to put it in play. Not quite sure what we're waiting for here, but now back to action with Glenn. Runs into a roadblock up to the top. 3-ball, Williams, no. And Florida State running the other way here. Davis. You get fast break points, 11-2. Intercepted. Glenn. And fouled. I mean, he's needed to try to get going a little bit, Coach. 1 for 4 from the field, just 2 points. And what did we say at the top of the broadcast? What did Hunter say? We win when he plays well.
Yeah,
well,
and he has to be more. He has to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, he can't be passive. He was a big part of the team's success last year. He's one of the veteran guys.
You know, and on the other side, you know, not to cut you off there, but you know, obviously something, you know, happened, whatever, at Florida State. We're not going to speculate, but 3 starters who've played every game this entire season did not start today, and they have not seen the court for Florida State. That's Chandler Jackson, Boston Holt, and Taylor Bull Bowen. And, you know, even without them, crazy enough, I mean, they're still up 18 points here today, Coach.
Yeah, well, certainly, you know, there's certain things that happen on teams, coaches and players. They kind of keep it between themselves, and whatever the message was is being sent. And other guys have definitely stepped up and played well today for Florida State.
They have, yeah. Greg Glenn with the foul.
And sometimes at the beginning you think, well, we're just going to change our lineup, and for what we're trying to do, we're going to try something different. And
right.
Then we're going to bring you in later. But when we're in the second half and it's 11 minutes to go and we still haven't seen you, then.
Right. Yep, I mean, that's for them and between the program with whatever happened. But, you know, without those guys today, Florida State has had a good game, 55-37, in control here. They've been that way throughout. That's a traveling violation. We're just under 11 minutes to go.
Sometimes when other guys are in the game and you started out and you're trying to make a point, you turn to them and say, see, it would be different if you were there, but you're not here to help us,
right.
You know, and really kind of make sure they understand the impact that they have on the team and what the team is trying to do.
Banks stays with it. He's going to be fouled. And Waka Mbach, who's called for the foul.
This is a lineup for Florida State, and I've watched just about all their games I have not seen before to get collectively, and it'll be interesting to see how long Coach Ham goes with this lineup.
And this is what has to be frustrating for Coach Hunter over there, right? With the, I mean, he's got his group. I mean, this is his group of guys, and, you know, he's just looking for them to kind of gel and get this thing turned around a little bit here. And you're going up against, again, and no offense, right? Not the normal group of starters and players for Florida State that you've been prepared against, and you're getting dealt one here, to be honest. I mean, 16-point deficit.
You know, but Coach Hunter's going through a lot of things right now. He's got this young group. He's trying to get them to play to the level that he wants them to play. He's probably not even paid attention who's on Florida State's team.
Both teams will talk it over here halfway through the second half. 16 points, Seminoles lead. Let's take a look at today's Duffy Sports Grill Team Parent MVPs. Throughout Emirates Bank Arena here today. Coming out to support these teams, we had Tulsa and UCF in game 1. Knights with the win. And then here right now, Tulane and Florida State with a 16-point lead for the Seminoles. Duffy Sports Grill Team Parent MVPs here today. Mike Corey, Perry Clark. Seminoles possession.
You know, I'm looking at this Florida State team on the floor, and it's interesting who would they go through to, you know, and try to play through.
Where's the scoring going to come from? But they still get it, though. That's the thing. Cam Williams with a foul for Tulane.
Ewing comes back in.
Watkins has led the way, number 1. He's got 17 points in this game. Deng has 13. And Ewin has 10. So those 3 players alone outscoring Tulane 40-39. Little fadeaway jumper here that's no good that time by A.J. Swinton and into the hands of Greg Glenn. Brumbaugh trying to power his way through, gets it up top here for Jordan. Jordan on the take, not there, and now a foul is called. And Coach Hunter can't believe it. You know, I'm going to say this, though, just earlier this year, you know, I'm fortunate enough to get connected with some of these officials and the conference, you know, led by Chris Rastetter, director of officials from the NCAA. And I sat in on a session in Philadelphia, like officials convention, and learned a little bit about this. So here you're going to go, oh, that's a late call. Where's the foul? You know what? It's about recognizing, reacting, and getting it right. And there's a certain official who makes that call too. You know what I mean? So if it's not your call, you almost got to hold that whistle and not, you know, undermine your teammate. You know, so sometimes when you see that, it's not about they didn't know it was a foul. They're just kind of waiting, recognize, react, and then blow that whistle. You know?
And again, sometimes officials have a different perspective of the play. And from his angle, he could see the contact, and maybe the guy underneath could not. I used to hate when they come on and say, well, that's not my area.
But that's a big thing. That's exactly right. If it's not your call, it's not your call. Now, again, if it's egregious and your partner misses it, you got to blow the whistle. But there's...
I should say, y'all, everybody's getting paid. So
well, yeah, but that's where you don't cross each other up, right? In case one guy has one call and the other guy has another. That's why you have to let the official in that proper area make that call. It was pretty interesting, though, just to be honest with you, to be able to hear and see what they have to go through game in and game out. Not easy. Brumbaugh to Williams. 3 ball, no good. And that's going to be a foul on Glenn and an over the back. And coming up tomorrow afternoon, our ACC Network women's basketball tripleheader starts at noon Eastern. Miami and Pitt, and Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Clemson, and Wake Forest, noon, 2 and 4 Eastern, right here on the ACC Network and women's college basketball. Three-point field goal attempts for Tulane today, 3 of 19.
Yeah. They haven't had a lot of good looks, and again, because they're trying to get a lot of them off the dribble penetration and kick, and they just haven't been able to penetrate very effectively today.
Watkins. Goes for Davis here, Daquan Davis, who today has 6 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 4 rebounds and 3 assists as well. Good day for him, for the true freshman. Here's Watkins for 3, no good. Long rebound out to Davis. Dumps it inside, and the easy 2 for Justin Thomas.
That's where Florida State has made a lot of hay in and around the paint area early in this game and giving them the ability to stretch this lead out.
Brumbaugh on some traffic and puts it up and in, and a timeout taken by Ron Hunter. And we'll take it with him. 8 minutes and 16 seconds to play. The lead is 14 for Florida State.
stage of life, United Way is there. Join us as we uplift people from across the spectrum of life, as we fight for health, education, and financial prosperity for every person in our community. All right, fans. I couldn't wait for this game. This one is the AutoNation Scurry, shoot and score. So fans, you gotta make your way through this time right here. You have to go ahead and get the ball from one of our help right here, and you gotta dribble backwards to the three-point line and take a shot. The first shot wins. Are you guys ready? All right, you guys make some noise for our Scurriers here for the AutoNation Scurry, shoot and score. Ready, set, go! Uh-oh, we got one drop. Oh, we got a couple clean ones. Slow and steady. Oh, we got a drop. We got dribble backwards. Dribble backwards, shoot. All right, we got missing. Dribble backwards, the first shot wins. Okay. I think we got a winner. Congratulations to today's winner for sinking the shot. Congratulations, that was our AutoNation Scurry, shoot and score. Your local Toyota dealers, proud sponsors of the Orange Bowl. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today.
The AutoNation Orange Bowl Big Buddy program gives area youth an opportunity to be part of this annual AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic. And send more than 1,000 kids to the Classic each year. The Orange Bowl Committee would like to thank Sumitomo for their contribution to the program. It's been a good day here today. This doubleheader action. UCF with the win earlier over Tulsa. And then now here, Florida State with a lead over Tulane. Still 8 minutes and 16 seconds to play in this game. Mike Corey, Perry Clark with you here. All right, so it's not what we expected, right? 14-point game. You've said it numerous times. Tulane, they have time. They just got to get a couple of defensive stops strung together here.
They really do. They come out with full court pressure right now, and I think you have to do something that get Florida State out of the rhythm. And their rhythm has been getting the ball inside.
Watkins for three. No. Tapped back out, and Tulane recovering it here with Jordan.
Tulane has out-rebounded Florida State, which is that's surprising to me coming into this game.
Yeah, very surprising. 31-22, actually, as Glenn takes it in for the Dukes. 5 points for him, just his second field goal of the day. Tulane has been led by Kaleb Banks, #1 with 20 points. Nobody else in double figures yet in scoring. Florida State has 3 players in double figures. Watkins 17, Deng 13, and Ewin 10. Here's Watkins on the drive and foul.
See, I think if I'm Florida State, that's what I'm doing. I'm either throwing the ball into the paint or I'm driving the ball, trying to get to the foul line right now.
And Greg Glenn is called for the foul, and that's his 5th, and he has fouled out for Tulane.
See the aggressiveness in which Watkins goes to the glass. I think that's what I'd be trying to do right now. Use that foul line to my advantage. Glenn leaving the ball game is a big advantage for Florida State, I believe.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't his day here today for Tulane. A guy coming off a 16-point, 10 rebound, 3 assists, 2 steal effort in the last game, and then today, just kind of stymied. 2 of 5 from the field. That was it. Did have 7 rebounds, a couple of assists, but fouled out here for Tulane.
It was a different type of game for him. I mean, he's used to playing kind of a point forward where he can beat his guy off the dribble because he is skilled in doing that, and Florida State was just having none of it, switching on everything and playing in the gaps.
Now let's say this too, it's got to be tough, right? Coach, you talked about this earlier. There's a few players, from this Florida area, and he's one of them, from Pompano Beach, Florida. Not far from here, had over 100 family members at the game, today, family and friends, and this is what happens, right? You want to go out there and you want to show everyone, and just unfortunately it wasn't his day.
It was not, and again, I think the Florida game had a lot to do with it.
Has there ever been a sense when you've been out there with your team, even if a guy is, and I'm not saying do this but with him, but normally a starter or anyone that you put on the bench either early or not to start the game, for them to see, as this basket is scored here by Thomas, to see and let them see how the game develops before they go in?
Without question, or I change their role, because I see that I can't take advantage of what I think I can. And there you see, again, Florida State getting a really easy look inside, and that's where they've had most of their success today, being able to score in the paint. I think they've just been too strong, and Tulane has not really had a rim protector that has been able to stop Florida State from doing what they needed to do in the paint.
Banks got called for the foul. Justin Thomas. There's been 20 fouls today, too, by Tulane as well. And a lot of free throws, 18 of 21 for Florida State. They've been money from the free throw line, 86%. 17-point lead, their largest of the day is 19. Runner here, no good by Jordan. Offensive rebound, Banks. He's got 22. But then it makes it tough, too, when you have just one guy kind of doing most of the workload, and then the defense knows, all right, well, we can make life tough on this guy. I mean, let somebody else step up and hurt us. And really, it hasn't happened today for Tulane.
No, and Tulane hasn't gotten anything easy either. They haven't got any easy looks at the basket. They haven't got any layups. Well,
there's one, and a foul for Banks.
There, Banks puts the ball on the floor. Again, he's really attacking, keeps his head up, and is able to finish.
That is the fourth foul on Malique Ewin. Jordan goes out. Williams is back in. KJ Green has also been in there, number 9 as well, true freshman. So here's Banks. He could cut it to a 12-point game here. And he does.
Still a lot of time now.
Banks with 25 of Tulane's 50. The rest of the team has made up the other half. He's 8 of 15 from the field. The rest of the team is 8 of 34. Just over 5 minutes to go. Florida State in no hurry. Here's Watkins. Takes it in. He's fouled. It's on Percy Daniels, his third for Tulane.
Well, I just think that's the name of the game. Unless you have a wide open three, I just think that you have to keep attacking the basket, get the ball into the low post, and then if they completely collapse, then kick it for a wide open three.
And draw the fouls here, right?
Yes.
You're in the bonus. They've been excellent from the free throw line today. Florida State, 18 of 21. What about for Florida State in the ACC this year? Early on, what have we been seeing?
Well, I think the biggest thing is their ability to be able to play in the paint area. I think that they have to get a really good inside game. I think whoever plays well in the ACC has to have a good inside game, good post-up game.
And for Tulane, with the American, trying to get these type of wins, right? Non-conference play. I mean, it's so big, for the program, for the league, and that's why this is a big one here today for them.
It is, just because you're not going to get a chance to get a lot of quad 1 wins once you get in the conference play.
Foul on Florida State. It's on Ewin, and he has fouled out here for Florida State.
That's not a smart foul way out there on the floor what he brings to this Florida State team.
10 points, 8 rebounds, had really led the way early for this group, and now with 5 minutes and 3 seconds to go has fouled out of this game. Remember, we talked about the different type of lineup that Coach Hamilton has been using here today, and now with him out, they're going to go to Christian Nitu, who's going to come back in.
And it really negates their size advantage that they had in their athleticism on the inside.
Two shots here for Brumbaugh. Rowan Brumbaugh.
This young man is really unique. Came over from Georgetown. Has become the leader of this basketball team, was voted captain.
And it's been documented earlier this year. He is partially deaf and cannot hear well if you're behind him saying something. This is number 7, Rowan Brumbaugh. You've got to be in front of him with face-to-face communication. 70% deaf right now in both years, and it's been a real struggle, and that's something that the coaching staff and the players, they've had to work through and be cognizant of on the court for number 7 in white for Tulane, and just admirable what he's been able to do out there battling through that.
Without question. And to come in and to be voted captain, I mean, that speaks a lot to his quality.
He's been a real leader, too. He redshirted at Texas, went to Georgetown, and now here at Tulane. And now inside his Banks. Couldn't get it to go. That was a big one. They could have really used that. And on the deck, coming up with it is Nitu for Florida State. That could have cut it to a 10-point game. And now Watkins, the veteran player, knows we're not in a hurry to shoot this ball here. They're going to get a foul on Tulane.
That foul just didn't make a lot of sense. Why he would push way out there, I don't know.
And KJ Green got called for that foul. So Watkins, I mean, think about this, Coach. The last game versus NC State, he was 16 of 17 at the foul line. Today, he's 11 of 13.
Well, he's the one guy in Florida State that has really been aggressive going to the basket and creating foul situations.
27 of 30 in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I was just so impressed as you were talking to him yesterday, you know, of his values and what's important to him and why he came back to Florida State.
And really kind of a quiet guy. And Coach says, you know, he can take on more of a leadership role, and you know, he has been trying to do that for this Florida State team. The senior from Trenton, New Jersey. The 3 years at, you know, VCU. You know, had offers, right, from St. John's, Michigan. Chose come here to Florida State.
You know, the hardest thing for a coach is to try to make somebody a leader. Right. That's almost impossible to do, you know, because it has to do with their personality and everything.
Yeah, Coach said he needs his voice just as much as his play on the court. And today, with 22 points and 12 of 15 from the free throw line, he has helped lead the way. Brumbaugh. Got it. The lead is 11 with 3:55 to play. Little pressure here in the backcourt. Seminoles getting over here to Watkins. Ten to shoot. Knocked out of Watkins' hands, and it'll be Florida State ball with 6 to shoot when we come back. 3:25 in this one. Seminoles hanging on to an 11-point lead.
For all the road warriors out there and the off-road warriors, there's a tire brand that puts speed in control. Achilles Tires, the newest brand of tires with
The Orange Bowl Committee would like to thank the following AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic sponsors: Sumitomo. Welcome back here for Game 2 of our doubleheader, the AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic. 65-54, Florida State with an 11-point lead, 3:25 to go in this game. Coach, what do you got to do to Tulane here? They're trying to inch their way back into this one finally.
I think you have to make some defensive stops, and I think you have to take the ball to the basket right now and put pressure on Florida State and make them foul you.
Well, it starts here to hold them on this possession with only 6 to shoot. Gets inbounded. Here's a jumper, and it is up no good by Justin Thomas, and a rebound by Banks, and Tulane's got it. Banks, the first Tulane player with a 25-point double-double against a high major team here at Florida State in the last 20 years. I mean, he's been outstanding. 25 points, 13 rebounds. Will it be enough here? Brumbaugh for 3, no good. And a rebound into the hands of Watkins for Florida State.
Look for Florida State to bring it out and try to run a little bit of clock.
And get it down to about the 2.5-minute mark here, but Watkins takes it in, gets the floater, no, and a foul is called.
Again, Watkins going to the basket is what he should do at this point in time. There you see Watkins putting the ball down, going to the basket, getting fouled, but putting the pressure on the defense, not settling for jump shots.
Right. Last time this game was in single digits was at 17-8. When Florida State led 17-8 at the 11:41 mark in the first half. Watkins, 13 of 16 at the line. And Jordan comes back in for Daniels for Tulane. Coach, this is going to be back-to-back games where Watkins has had 17 free throw attempts. He hit 16 in the last game, and now he's hit 14 today.
Well, he's been very aggressive, and if he continues to play with that aggression, then he will get back. Banks stepped over the line, it looks like.
That's a tough mistake here in this stage of the game, and your own backcourt and giving the ball back to FSU. Daniels is back in for Green.
I think they want to go a little bit more size to make sure they can get rebounds.
Yeah. I don't know if they could have made that substitution there. That's what they're saying. So Green has to stay in. 2 minutes and 43 seconds to go. They want 2:44 back on the clock here if they could fix that. The other thing, Coach, about this game.
Yeah.
Is that it's been hard. This shot no good that time by Davis. It's hard to get in the flow a little bit here in this game at times. Banks fouled hard.
That was a big miss by Davis. He had a flat layup right there on the inbounds play. And come down the other end and put Banks on the line.
To the line, Kaleb Banks, shooting 2.
And Banks today, 8 of 11 from the free throw line with 25 points. Now Daniels will check in. .12-point game. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Watkins. And it's fouled again.
That's not bad, though. I mean, at some point, you got to send them the line. You got to hope that they miss some so you get more offensive opportunities. So.
Watkins shooting 2.
Just like to hope to foul somebody that misses.
Right.
And Williams checks back into the game.
Again, Florida State playing without 3 starters.
Right. Rebound Banks. Coming up on 2 minutes to go here. 13-point game. Could Tulane get something from the field? They're 3 of 20 from 3-point range today. Don't need one quite this second, but they put it up, and it's no good. And rebounded by Florida State. Seminoles trying to use up some time here. 1:50 to go. Leading by 13.
From Tulane, I've tried to foul.
They're trying to get the steal. Watkins gets it inside. And missing on the runner that time. Need to. And here comes Tulane with Brumbaugh. Gives it inside Banks. Got it. And is fouled. So Kaleb Banks, who's got 28 points now for Tulane, and a chance for the 3-point play to cut it down to 10.
The worst thing you can do at Florida State right now is foul. Banks really used the body well, initiates the contact. Possession now, arrow goes to Tulane also.
Now Florida State has done their damage at the free throw line in this game, 24 of 29, because they have had no made field goals over the last 5 minutes and 8 seconds. But they still lead by 10 as Tulane talks it over here with 1:29 to go.
And that's what I said earlier, where I would put the ball on the floor and attack, because the team that they had on the floor didn't have a lot of shooters for Florida State.
Right.
So I wasn't going to try to depend on that. I was going to burn some time, attack the basket, try to get to the foul line, get a couple 3-point plays. But they're going to have to come up with some stops. And I think Tulane's going to have to foul. I don't think they can sit back and just expect good defenses.
And Florida State, remember, Ewin has fouled out of this game. You know, he had 10 points early on, and it's been Watkins who's just done the damage. And every time they needed something, he was able to get to the rim and get fouled. Yeah. And he's 15 of 19 from the stripe.
Their best shooter's been Deng all year, for this game, and it's been a while since he's had a jump shot.
Banks with a career-high 29 points and a career-high 15 rebounds for Tulane today. That's pretty impressive, and just the 3rd time in 20 years for Tulane that a player's had 25 points and at least 15 rebounds. It's an impressive day, except he's been really the only one. Brumbaugh's got 13, the only 2 players in double figures for Tulane. They're going to just try to foul here, or you're going to try to get the steal, but then
well, I think, on the first one, try to get a steal and then try to foul, but I would try to foul somebody other than Watkins. Sometimes you have a real good shooting percentage from the foul line because the right guys.
To go, down 10. Deng to put it in. On the run, here is Watkins. Alley-oop time. Justin Thomas. Look at that.
That's a set play out of the timeout right there, run by Coach Hamilton.
Brumbaugh, and he's fouled on his way up with 1:12 to go.
Good right there. They get into Watkins. He throws it up. Thomas is able to finish. They started in that little box set, and they wanted to get the ball to Watkins so he could push it, and Thomas goes long. My coaches have all these fancy plays out
Right.
off the timeout.
Yeah. Brumbaugh with one more to make it a 10-point game once again.
There's still a lot of time. I mean, there's still a minute left.
He's got 15 points and a perfect 6 for 6 at the line today. Deng gets it in. He's being held by Brumbaugh.
Even Coach Hunter couldn't complain of that.
Right.
He just laughed and said, "You got us."
Yeah. "54 free throw attempts in this game today. 21 of 25 for Tulane. I mean, they shot 84%, and then 24 of 29, 83% for Florida State. "26 now for Watkins. Coming off the 24-point effort in the last game. And that loss to NC State. "51 points now in 2 games for him. Green feeds the cutter Banks. That's a goal 10. Basket counts. Back to a 10-point game.
You can't let them come down on a score that easy. You have to get back, set your defense, and make them make 2 or 3 passes.
Watkins trying to dribble out of some traffic and a double team, and is going to be fouled yet again. They're trying to stretch it out here to give themselves a chance, Tulane, but it's the free throw shooting. It's too good on both sides today, really. I get the strategy. It's just not working out.
Florida State has to get back and make Tulane have to move the basketball. You know that they're trying to put their head down and drive and just try to get to the foul line.
And Watkins, with this attempt here, will have a career-high free throws attempted in this game with 23. His previous career high was 22 versus Rice, and that was on November 9th. So he's now 19 of 23 in this game. Career high, 19 free throws made, and 19 of his 29 points coming from the line. 31 for Banks on the other side for Tulane. Clock winding down at this point. Banks hits it. 10-point game, 47.8 to go. Another foul here coming up the court, obviously on Green, as he bumps right into Florida State's Daquan Davis.
But again, that's not a bad foul. I mean, at least you got Watkins that is not shooting it, so now somebody else has to go in and make it. But the only way you got a chance is you have to foul at this point in time. So,
yeah, pending anything crazy here, if Florida State wins this game, we're going to improve to 8-0 versus Tulane all time in a neutral site game, which is where we're at here today in Sunrise, Florida. The AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic. Second game of our doubleheader. How about the win from UCF earlier today over Tulsa?
I thought it was a big-time win for UCF. They played well. they really played well together. They executed, they defended.
Banks has it. Green with 38 seconds to go. Floating runner doesn't go. Rebound Florida State up ahead of the pack. Daquan Davis. And there's your exclamation point for the Seminoles in this game today. With just 30 seconds to go, they lead it by 13. Brumbaugh for three. It's out of bounds to Tulane. Clock winding down. Banks feeds Brumbaugh. Kaleb Banks with 33 points today for Tulane. Career high, 16 rebounds as well, but not enough. It was Watkins with 29 for Florida State, and they win it 77-64, the final score, Coach.
I tell you, big time win for Florida State. It'll count for them later.
Great to be with you. We'll see you again soon.
Real pleasure.
That's all.